Bcom semester 1 economics. So guys, we are discussing your third chapter, that is elasticity of demand, and in this chapter we have discussed many points. We already have taken three different parts, and I have uploaded all the three lectures of this chapter on YouTube, so you can go through the link and you can go to my channel and watch all three parts, and we can say all three lectures of this chapter. Now today we are going to start your fourth lecture of this chapter, and today we are going to conclude your chapter in this lecture. So guys, in your chapter number 3, elasticity of demand, we have discussed some of the points. Let's see. First of all, we have discussed meaning of elasticity of demand, then the price elasticity of demand. After that, we have discussed some of the methods and types of price elasticity of demand. Then we have discussed geometric method of price elasticity of demand. In that geometric method, we have discussed point elasticity, arc elasticity. We have also seen some of the graphical reflection of different methods of price elasticity of demand. Then we have discussed factor affecting price elasticity of demand. Then we discussed about the importance of concept of price elasticity of demand, and this was our last point of discussion in this chapter. And guys, as you can see that today we are going to start from the point average revenue, marginal revenue, and elasticity, or means price elasticity of demand. So let's start with this point of price elasticity of demand. In this point I have zoomed the page so that you can read it well. And first of all, we will see average revenue. Now what is revenue? Revenue means, suppose the price of my product is rupees 10 and I sell 100 units in the market, so my revenue will be 1000 rupees. So this is what the revenue. So guys, in this lecture I'm going to discuss with you about average revenue, marginal revenue, and elasticity of price, or we can say price elasticity of demand. So let's start with a very first point, that is average revenue. Average revenue is the revenue per unit, and therefore it is defined as the total revenue divided by total amount sold. So guys, here we have the formula, that is average revenue means total revenue divided by quantity. Total revenue, what is total revenue? That I have already told you that total revenue means, suppose the price of my product is rupees 10 and I sold 100 unit in the market, then my revenue will be 1000 rupees, because 100 into 10, that will be 1000 rupees. So where average revenue, AR is equal to average revenue, TR stands for total revenue, Q stands for total amount. So guys, you need to focus on that. Q stands for total amount sold. Since TR, total revenue, is equal to PQ, means PQ means the price and total quantity. So guys, here average revenue is equal to PQ divided by Q. That will be average revenue is equal to price. So anywhere when you want to find the average revenue, every single time you will get price is equal to average revenue, because you can take an example that, suppose the price of my product is rupees 10 and I sold 100 unit in the market, then my revenue will be 1000 rupees. Now if I want to find the average revenue, then what I need to do, I just need to divide the total revenue by the quantity. So total revenue, my total revenue is 1000 rupees, and how many unit I have sold? 100. So 1000 by 100, I will get 10. And what is 10? 10 was my price. So we can say always and always average revenue is equal to price. It follows the average revenue is equal to price. Here we have example, we can say, suppose 100 units are sold at rupees 10 per unit. In this case, total revenue is 100 into 10, that will be 1000. Therefore average revenue is equal to TR, that is 1000, and quantity 100 is equal to 10. So 10 was our price. So always and always you will get average revenue is equal to price. Now guys, we will see what is marginal revenue. Marginal revenue is about one additional unit. For example, how much percentage of profit I will change, or we can say how much percentage of change I will get in my revenue. For example, I am selling 100 unit at rupees 10. Guys, you need to focus on to understand about marginal revenue. Suppose I sell 100 unit at rupees 10 in the market. Now, if I sell 101, means 101 unit in the market, what change will I get in the price? because if I want to sell more unit, I need to reduce my price. Suppose I am selling 100 unit at rupees 10. If I want to sell 101 unit, I I need to decrease my price at some instance. So guys, let's see what is marginal revenue. Marginal revenue refers to the change in total revenue of the firm caused by one unit change in output. More precisely, marginal revenue is the addition to total revenue caused by the production and sale of additional unit of the commodity. So here we are given the formula. Let's see, marginal revenue is equal to change in total revenue divided by change in quantity. Let's see, here we have an example. By having example, you can easily understand about the marginal revenue, because what is average revenue, what is marginal revenue, can be asked in your exam for 1 or 2 marks. So you need to focus on that. Suppose total revenue is rupees 100. Suppose total revenue is rupees 100 when 10 units are sold at per unit price of 10. So when I sell 10 unit at the price of 10, my total revenue will be 100. Now suppose price is reduced to rupees 9.5. Before that my price was rupees 10, but now price is reduced to rupees 9.5 to sell 11 unit, because before that I was selling 10 unit, but now I want to sell more. So if I want to sell more, I need to reduce my price, because when I reduce my price, when price will be fallen down, then and then the demand will be increased. So if I want to sell more, I need to reduce my price. So for that instance, I have reduced my price from 10 to 9.5, and I can sell now 11 units of the commodity. Hence, in this case, total revenue is now 9.5 into 11. My total revenue will be 104.5. Before that, my total revenue will be 100 rupees. But now I am selling 11 unit at the price of 9.5. So my total revenue will be 104. In this case, while average revenue or price is 9.50, marginal revenue 4.50, because when I increase one single unit of the cell. See guys, you can see over here that before in the before case, I am selling only 10 unit at the price of 10. Then I will get 100 rupees revenue. But now what I have done, I just decrease my price from 10 to 9.5, and I am selling now 11 unit, because I have decreased my price so that I am able to increase my sale, and now I am able to sell 11 units. So I will get 104 rupees. So by increasing one additional unit, I'm getting 4.5 rupees more. So 4.5 is my marginal revenue. So guys, here you can say, why is marginal revenue less than average revenue by rupees 5? 9.5 minus 4.5. So here my average revenue, what is average revenue? I have already told you that average revenue is always equal to price. So our price was 9.5. So our average revenue is 9.5 and our marginal revenue is 4.5. So here the question is, why is marginal revenue less than average revenue by rupees 5? In order to sell 11 unit of the commodity, price of all 10 intra marginal units also has been reduced by 50 paisa, causing a total loss of 5 rupees 5 on those units. 10 into 50 paisa, since the 11th unit is responsible for the loss of 5 on the intra marginal unit, this loss must be deducted from the price of 11th unit to find out its net contribution to the total revenue. So guys, this is the whole equation of the marginal revenue. You just need to understand that marginal revenue refers to the change in total revenue of the firm caused by one unit change in output. If you want to increase one unit, if you want to decrease one unit, when you get change by adding by addition or the subtraction of one unit in the total revenue, whatever change you will get will be known as marginal revenue. Now guys, we will see relation between average revenue, marginal revenue, and elasticity of price. Price elasticity of demand is measure of responsiveness of demand to the change in price. Greater the elasticity, more responsive is demand to change in price. A small change in price will be followed by a large change in demand. In other words, the firm will have to reduce price only slightly to sell an additional unit of the commodity, and therefore the gap between average revenue and marginal revenue will be less pronounced. For example, suppose price has to be reduced by only 5 paisa to sell 11th unit of the commodity. So guys, here we also have given the same example as above, and by giving this example, we are given an explanation of the relation between average revenue, marginal revenue, and elasticity of price. So we will move further and discuss it in very simple words, that it follows the difference between average revenue and marginal revenue depends on the price elasticity of demand. Greater the price elasticity, smaller will be the difference between the average revenue and marginal revenue. The formula to be used is as follows. So guys, here we are given the formula marginal revenue. How can we get marginal revenue? Then marginal revenue is equal to average revenue. Average revenue means what? Average revenue means price. So you can also take a price over here. But let's see, marginal revenue is equal to average revenue in bracket elasticity minus 1 divided by elasticity. Let's see, here we are given E means elasticity of price elasticity of demand. So let's see, suppose average revenue or price is rupees 10 and elasticity is equal to 4. Now how will we get elasticity? Then we have already have discussed the methods of calculating price elasticity of demand in percentage change method. So you just need not to be confused, and you just need to go to the lecture 1 of this chapter and get understand that how can we get the elasticity, price elasticity of demand. So by getting the price elasticity of demand by using the percentage change method, let's see how can we get the marginal revenue. Suppose average price or price is rupees 10 and elasticity is 4. Marginal revenue is equal to 10 in bracket 4 minus 1. What is 4? 4 is price elasticity of demand. 4 minus 1 divided by 4, we will get 7.5. So our marginal revenue will be 7.5. Suppose average price or price is rupees 10 and elasticity is 2, then we will get 5 as a marginal revenue. And suppose average return or average revenue or price of product is 10 and elasticity is 1, then we will get 0 as a marginal revenue. So guys, this is how the price elasticity of demand, marginal revenue and average revenue are related to each other, because by changing in the elasticity of price, marginal revenue will also be changed. So these are connected. And now we will see and move further, and we'll see in a graphical form that the relationship between marginal revenue, average revenue and price elasticity may be represented in terms of diagram as follows. So guys, if you didn't understand the explanation of the marginal revenue, average revenue and price elasticity demand in explanation, then we do have the graph over here in this diagram. You can clearly understand that how those are connected. So guys, here we have on the x-axis we are given the demand, and on the y-axis we are given price, average revenue and marginal revenue. And here uh, there is a certain point of price, so price is common. Now we will see. So guys, here the elasticity, we are given the elasticity that is 1, and we are given some of the point that is B and C. So let's see the explanation of this diagram. In figure 17, AC is the average revenue curve and AE is the marginal revenue curve. So guys, here we are given AC is the average revenue curve and AE is the marginal revenue curve. So price elasticity of demand at point B on AC is unity. So here the price elasticity of demand will be unity, means will be equal to the average revenue and the marginal revenue. Therefore, marginal revenue is 0, and that is why my marginal revenue curves cuts x-axis at E to the left of B and AC. Price elasticity is greater than unity. So, guys, this is what all about the explanation of the diagram, and you can clearly understand that how the marginal revenue, the average revenue and price elasticity of demand are connected. And you can here also you can clearly understand that as the these are very well connected, because as the price elasticity of demand changes, marginal revenue will also be changed. So when they are connected, then and then this can be possible. If they are not connected, then marginal revenue will be same irrespective of the change in the price elasticity of the demand. But here, as the price elasticity of demand changes, the marginal revenue will also be changed. So these are connected to each other. Now guys, we will see meaning of income elasticity of demand. What is income elasticity of demand? Meanwhile, we were discussing about price elasticity of demand. What is price elasticity of demand? Price elasticity of demand means when there is a change in the price, there will be change in the demand. As the price rises, demand will be decreased, and as the price fall down, demand will be raises. And it is about the percentage change and proportionate ratio of the change of the price and demand. But now we are going to discuss about income elasticity of demand. So guys, in the income elasticity of demand, when the income of people will increase, or we can say when the income rises, their demand will also be increased. So guys, you know this point very well because you already have studied this point in your 11th commerce. But then also let we discuss it in a very deep manner, that when the income of people or when the income of consumer will increase before the, for example, if I am earning 10,000 per month, but now I am earning 15,000 per month, then some of my consumption and some of my demand will be increased. So this is how the income elasticity of demand. Let's see, among the variable influencing demand, income of the buyers is very important. And the income elasticity of demand is a measure of change in demand in response to a given change in income of the buyers. Other factors including price remaining constant, if express a relationship between percentage change in income and percentage change in demand for the commodity. So guys, in the income elasticity of demand, we need to discuss that if my income is increased by 10%, guys, you need to understand that if my income is increased by 10%, that how much demand will I increase. So here we need to clearly understand about the percentage change in demand and the percentage change in income. Because when my income will be increased, my demand will also be increased. When my income decrease, my demand will also be decreased. So with the rise and fall in the income, my demand will also be raised or fallen. So guys, let's see here. Thus elasticity of the income elasticity of demand is equal to proportionate or percentage change in demand divided by percentage change in income. So here we are given the formula to find the income elasticity of demand. We will move further. We are given the symbolic formula over here and also given the symbolic meaning. Now we will move further and we'll see types of income elasticity. Now there are five different types of income elasticity of demand, as common as the price elasticity of demand. We also have seen five different types of price elasticity of demand. So in the income elasticity of demand, the types are quite same and have same kind of meaning. Let's see, when the income elasticity of demand is less is greater than one, what will be the situation? Let's see, when the proportionate change in demand is greater than the proportionate change in income, income elasticity is more than unity, or we can say elastic. This is the case of luxurious goods. So guys, for example, my income is increased by 10%, but my demand is with the change in my income, my demand will be increased by 20%. So my income is just increased 10%, but I have increased my demand for 20%. So in this case, there will be the income elasticity will be greater than one. Now income elasticity is less than one. When the proportionate change in demand is less than the proportionate change in income, income elasticity is less than unitary, or we can say it is inelastic. This is the case of basic necessities. So guys, for example, my income is increased by 10%, but I have demand, my demand is increased only 1 or 2%. I have not increased my demand for 10% as equal as my income increment. So in this case, there will be the income elasticity will be less than one, and we can say this can be possible for some basic necessities like food, water, etc. In third point, income elasticity of demand is equal to 1. That means when my income is increased by 10% and my demand is also increased by 10%, in this case, there will be income elasticity is equal to 1. Now income elasticity is 0. Means when my income is increased by 10%, but my demand will remain constant, and when my income is decreased by 10%, then also my demand will remain constant, then there will be the income elasticity is 0. There will be no change in the demand in response to the change in income. And guys, the fifth point is, or we can say the fifth type of income elasticity is income elasticity negative. When an increase in income of a buyer brings about reduction in the demand of the commodity, income elasticity is negative. This is the case of inferior goods. For example, my income is less, then I am using inferior goods. I am not able to afford high quality goods. But as my income increased, now I have stopped buying inferior goods and I have started using branded and quality goods. So with the increment in the income of mine, I have stopped buying inferior goods. So demand of inferior goods will be decreased. So there will be negative income elasticity for inferior goods. So guys, here are five different types of income elasticity of demand. Now we will move further and we'll see the different types and different scenario of income elasticity in a graphical form. So here guys, you can see here the demand and here we are given the price. as the price increases, there will be a positive, negative, and equal reaction of different types of income elasticity of demand. And now we are going to discuss about factor affecting income elasticity of demand. What are different factors which affect to the income elasticity of demand? Let's see it one by one. The main factor influencing income elasticity of demand is level of income itself. A very high level of income elasticity is likely to be low. As Leipzig has pointed out, an initial increase in the income of poor family is more likely to be spent than saved. Thus, the demand for certain essential will increase more than proportionately with the increase in the income of a poor household. But as income goes on increasing, the elasticity, which is positive, will go on diminishing. It may become zero and even negative at a very high level of income. So guys, here we need to understand that for a poor family, whatever they earn, they just need to spend on their basic needs. So there will be no saving for them. So there will be high elasticity of income of different goods in the market, because when the price gets down, or we can say when they will earn more, they will try to save money, and they will not go for spend their money for unnecessary goods. And there will be second point is, generally the income elasticity of demand for jewelry, car, refrigerator, etc. is high, whereas the same for low price necessary like salt, matchbox, or cheap food is low. So guys, when my income will be increased, I will attracted to buy refrigerator, air conditioner, etc. So these kind of goods are highly elastic with the income. But for example, if we take an example of low priced goods, then there will be they are quite inelastic with the income, because I may earn more or less, but my demand for salt, or we can say cheap food, will remain same. And there is third point which affect to the income elasticity of demand is, if a very small portion of income of family is spent on the given commodity, the income elasticity of demand for it would be low. Conversely, the income elasticity of demand would be high for the commodities on which the significant portion of the family's income is spent. So guys, if I earn 10,000, and among this 10,000, 5,000 means I spend 5,000 on a particular product, then this product is quite elastic for me, because as my income will be increased, I will spend more of after this product, because even in present scenario, among 10,000 of my income, I am spending 5,000 for a particular product. So I am ready to spend my money behind this product. So when my income will be increased, then I will be ready to spend more amount behind this product. So this is what all about, the portion of my income is spent, and this is how the elasticity and inelastic of the product can be considered. The fourth point, and the fourth factor affecting the income elasticity of demand is, in cases where such commodities happen to be inferior goods for the family, the income elasticity may turn out to be negative. So guys, this we already have discussed in the types of income elasticity of demand. Then again I will say that at present, for example, I am buying inferior goods means very low quality goods, because I am not able to buy high quality product, because the price of high quality product is high. But now when my income is increased, for example, before I am just earning 10,000 per month, but now I am earning 15,000 per month, then I will try to buy good quality products from the market. So I will stop buying inferior quality goods from the market. So the demand of inferior quality goods will be decreased. So we can say this is a case of negative income elasticity of demand. Now guys, we will discuss about significance of the concept of income elasticity of demand. What are the significance of the concept of income? There are classification of goods, identification of industries, program of resource allocation, market strategy of the firms, slow growth rate of agricultural income, and impact of growth. So guys, there are six different point, or we can say there are six different significance of the concept of the income elasticity of demand. Let's see it one by one. Classification of goods means it helps us to classify the commodity by the study of income elasticity of demand. We can say that on which product people will spend their more money, and which kind of goods are inferior, and which can be considered as a negative income elasticity. So for the classification of good, just as the price elasticity of demand, income elasticity of demand is also very useful. Identification of industries. The numerical values of income elasticity of demand are highly useful to individual producer. With the help of these values, they can identify expanding and contrasting industries. If income elasticity of demand for a product X is positive, its demand can be expected to increase with the increase in people's income. So guys, this is how the identification of industries uh, quite helpful for the income elasticity of demand. Then third point is program of resource allocation. By studying the income elasticity of demand, if when the companies will get to know that in upcoming time, or in future time, the income of the people will be increased, then they can allocate their resources according to the product, that they can decide that what to be produced and when to be produced, how much to be produced, because they know that in upcoming time what will be the situation of the people and what will be the income of the people. If company know that in upcoming time the income of people will be increased, then they will start producing more in the present time, so they can get the decision about the production for a different product in the market. The fourth point is market strategy of the firm. The knowledge of the income elasticity of demand is highly useful for the firms in designing market strategies for the product. For example, the firm producing goods with high income elasticity will set up their sales outlet in those regions in which people income are raising more rapidly. Similarly, the firms will direct their sales in promotion campaign and activities to those segment of the people whose income is quite high and increasing. So guys, for example, the price of my product is very high, then I will choose the segment where the income of people is very high, because only those kind of people can afford my product, and I can set my product I can set the price of my product at very high level. So this is how the income elasticity of the study of income elasticity of demand is quite helpful in the market strategy, or we can say in designing the market strategy of the firm. The fifth point, that is slow growth rate, or we can say slow growth of agricultural income. The concept of income elasticity helps us to understand why farmers' incomes do not increase as fast as the incomes of those people who engage in the industries. The income elasticity of demand for food grains is low compared to the that of industrial goods. Hence, when income increases, demand for industrial goods increases more rapidly than that of food grains. So, guys, we know that when the demand of people will increase, they will prefer more industrial good compared to the agricultural goods, because agricultural goods is considered as inelastic, and industrial goods is considered as the more elastic, because agricultural goods are the goods that are food grains. So when I will whether I will earn 1 lakh per month or whether I will earn 10,000 per month, the food that I need to survive will quite common. So it is not like that if I am eating 4 chapatis every day, but now I will earn now my income will be increased, and now I will 1 lakh per month, then I will eat 10 chapatis per day. So it is quite not possible. So the agriculture income will remain inelastic, and we can say the price, or we can say the income of the agricultural people will remain same, or will be decreased by we can say when the income of people will be increased, because when the income of people will be increased, they will prefer more industrial goods rather than agricultural goods. Then sixth point is impact of growth. The impact of economic growth on sales of various products also depends on their income elasticity of demand. If income elasticity is high, sales will increase more rapidly than the rate of economic growth. If income elasticity is negative, sales will actually fall as the result of economic growth. So this is what impact on growth. Now guys, we will discuss about meaning of cross elasticity of demand. What is cross elasticity of demand? So guys, you know this point very well, that cross elasticity means when the price of X is increased, then what changes will get in the demand of product Y. So we can take an example of tea and coffee. If the price of tea is raised, then people will switch over from tea to coffee, and they will start drinking coffee. So by raising the price of tea, there will be raise in the demand of the coffee. So this is what known as the cross elasticity of demand. Let's read in it. Demand for commodity is influenced not only by its own price but by the prices of the related good also. So guys, here we are given the cross elastic formula of the cross elasticity of demand, and we are also given in the symbolic form, and we are also given the types of cross elasticity of demand. Let's see what are different types of cross elasticity of demand. The cross elasticity of demand is positive or negative according as the two commodities being considered as substitute or complements of each other. Take the case of tea and coffee, which may consider as substitute. So if the price of tea falls as per the law of demand, the demand for tea raises, but the demand for tea would raise at the cost of coffee. Therefore, the demand of coffee would fall in response to a fall in price of tea. We can put it as follows. So guys, here when the two goods are substitute to each other, then there will be a positive cross elasticity of demand. But when two goods are complementary to each other, then there will be negative cross elasticity of demand, because let's we take an example of complementary goods. For example, petrol and bike. For example, the price of bike is raises, then people will stop buying bikes, and by reducing the demand for the bikes, there will be low use of petrol. So we can say these are the complementary goods, and one when the demand for one product is fall down, then the demand for other product will also be fallen down. So there will be negative impact for the complementary goods. But when the goods are substitute to each other, then there will be positive effect for the uh, we can say the product, or we can say positive effect of the cross elasticity of demand. Let's see here in this diagram that price of tea and demand for coffee. As the price of tea is decreased, demand of coffee will also be decreased. So here the price of tea and demand of coffee are quite connected, and we can get positive response in it. And here similarly, for two complementary commodities, cross elasticity of demand will be negative: petrol and car. So guys, as I have given you the example of bike and petrol, here we have given the example of petrol and car, and we also have the formula over here that cross elasticity of demand. The formula of cross elasticity of demand is proportional change demand for petrol divided by proportional change in price of car. And by putting this formula, we will get the answer. And here we are given the explanation in the diagram forms. So in the x-axis we are given demand for petrol, and on the y-axis we are given price for cars. So guys, as the price for cars will be decreased, then people will buy more cars, and so the demand for petrol will be increased. So in this case, we will get negative impact on the cross elasticity of demand. And here we are given the importance of the concept of the cross elasticity of demand. This concept is of a great importance in managerial decision making, and also in formulation of appropriate price strategies. So guys, I will clearly tell you that the study of cross elasticity demand is very important, because if you are running your business in a perfect competition market, then you need to consider that there are many other companies who are selling the same product as you are selling. So you need to consider about because when the price of your product will be high, then people will switch over from your company to other company. So you need to take this thing in a consideration. Then if you are running your business in a perfect competitive market, then you need to set your price as possible as low, so that the customer of other companies will also be switch over to your product, because your price is quite less than compared to other companies. So guys, this is how the concept of the cross elasticity of demand is useful, and there are various importance of it. And here guys, we are concluding your chapter. Here the second points are quite left, but we already have discussed this kind of concept in your chapter already. So let's see the second point. The concept of cross elasticity of demand is helpful in declining the boundaries of an industry, and also in measuring interrelations among various industries. An industry is defined as a group of firms producing similar products, so that cross elasticity of demand is positive and strong. For example, cross elasticity of demand for Philips TV, Sony TV, Samsung TV, and LG TV is positive and high. So guys, as I have already told you that if you are running your business in a perfect competitive market, then there are many companies who are selling the same kind of product as you are selling. So you need to take such thing in the consideration, that you need to set your price as possible as low, so that people will switch over from other companies to your companies. So guys, this is what all about your chapter, and here we are going to conclude your chapter number 3. and from next chapter we will from next lecture we will start your chapter number 4, that is production function. And as the exam is very near, probably maybe near, the date is not quite decided yet, but you need to be in the preparation for your exam, because the syllabus of all your subjects are being delivered by different professors. So you need to be active and note down all the important points and make a note of different subjects, so that you can use those notebooks in your exam times. Okay guys, that's it for today in this lecture. Goodbye.